All righty, welcome. We are going to take a look at our reading for today. Our reading for today is going to focus on how to find the theme of a story, okay? The theme of a story is the lesson in a story. It's what we can learn from the text about life, okay? So it's not like, oh yeah, I read this science book and it taught me that mammals have fur. Mm-mm. Theme is going to be what we can learn about, like it's important to pay respect, or it's important not to be leaving your friends out. It's important to care for others. Okay, so lessons that we can apply to our everyday lives. Okay, that's what we're going to take a look at today. We are going to take a look at that by looking first at our goal for today. And here is
our new
thank
success
you.
criteria. We practice retelling folk tales with a focus on fables from diverse cultures. Now we're going to take a look at the second part of that success criteria, which is identify themes in these works. Today, you will define the word theme. You will also practice identifying the theme of a text by thinking about the plot or how you can retell the story. Yesterday, you practiced retelling the fable from a diverse culture. You also practiced identifying and inferring the main idea of a fictional text by providing details with your thinking. Today, we will add a new part of that goal, which is to identify and state the theme of a text with details to prove your thinking. You'll also notice you have some new vocabulary today: evidence and theme. Also, the word infer. These are the words that you will need to successfully prove that you understand how to identify the theme of a text.
Okay, so now you understand why we had to have yesterday's lesson done before we could hop on to today's. If you don't know how to retell a story, if you don't know how to identify the important moments from a story, you're not going to be able to learn a lesson from it, okay? So what is the theme of a story? Party themes, y'all know about these. We know that a theme is like a focus or the way that something is decorated, okay? So when we think about a party theme, you might have been to a birthday party and the room was decorated. The invitations, balloons, cake, treat bags, all a certain character. When a party has a specific idea that is carried out through the party, we call it a theme. So the theme of this party would be pirates. Okay, we have a cake down here. It's got the pirate flag on it. It's got the red, black, and white that we traditionally associate with pirates with a little bit of gold. It's got the coins down here, like the treasure. Got some black and white balloons. Our little dude here is in a costume of a pirate. So a theme can also be applied in literature. It's an idea that is carried out through a whole text. So the theme is the message. The message, it says theme, or lesson that is taught by the story, okay? What can we learn about life from the story? This is an example of some themes, okay? Some themes that you might be familiar with are challenges can be overcome with hard work and patience. So if you've ever read a text or seen a movie where the characters faced something really difficult, but they kept working hard, they overcame it. Respect others' opinions, even if you don't agree. True friends stand by you when life is difficult. Treating others with kindness and respect. Tomas and the library lady taught us that theme. Accepting the differences of those around you. Our text from earlier this year, those shoes, taught us that. And accepting responsibility for your actions, being a mark of maturity, okay? So this morning, that is a theme that some of us learned. We had to accept the responsibility for the fact that we did not complete our work yesterday. And we had to get that done today, okay? So that can come with consequences. So these are some examples of themes. We're going to take a look at a brain pop about theme. And I want you to be thinking about a few things while you are watching this, because we are going to have some discussion after. When you are done, you're going to go into a breakout room and you're going to tell your partner your definition of theme. Okay, what is theme? You're also going to discuss some examples of theme as a class. Okay, so you're going to define the word theme to your partner. I'm going to call on you randomly to tell me what theme means. Okay? Alrighty, here we go.
In this story, Captain Moby and First Officer Mia land on a strange planet. They come across a giant, scary-looking alien. Captain Moby doesn't trust the alien, so he sets his phaser to stun. But First Officer Mia thinks they should talk to the alien and figure out the problem. The first officer listens to the alien and calms it down. It turns out the alien was upset because a ship landed on its birdbath. What do you think the theme of this story is? What is theme? The theme is an idea or message explored in a piece of writing, artwork, or film. The theme might be about our feelings, how people treat each other, or about something in our world that can be better. The theme is often a big idea about our lives. Well, in this story, the alien seems angry and scary. But the first officer learns about the alien's problem. She realizes that it's their fault. The theme of the story is that you should get to know people before you judge them. Right, Moby. The theme isn't usually said outright in a story. You have to infer, and look at details and use what you know to come up with an idea. How do you find the theme of a story? As you read, think about the characters. What are they like? What do they find important? In The Cat in the Hat, the cat loves to have fun and break rules. This causes a lot of trouble. The fish wants to keep things orderly and warns the cat to follow rules. The theme of this book is about having fun, but making good choices. When you figure out the theme, think about the plot. The plot is all of the events that happen in the story. What happens to the characters? How do they feel about what happens? The theme of The Tortoise and the Hare is about working hard and not being overly confident. You can also find the theme of a story by thinking about the conflict. What is conflict? A conflict is a problem. As you read, think about the conflict in the story. A character might have to carry out a difficult task, overcome a big fear, or face another character. Think about how the character feels as he or she goes through the conflict. How does the conflict get solved? How do the characters change? A story about arguing friends might have a theme about accepting one another and forgiveness. It's helpful to take notes as you read. You can look them over to help you find the theme. What's the theme of your book, Moby? Let's see. In Charlotte's Web, Wilbur arrives on a farm where other animals aren't so friendly. But a spider named Charlotte promises to be a good friend. Soon, Wilbur finds out he's in big trouble. But Charlotte has a plan to save Wilbur. She spins webs with special messages. She works really hard, often spinning through the night. Her plan works and Wilbur becomes a star. Later, Charlotte lays eggs and Wilbur promises to protect them. He sticks by his promise and guards her eggs. To figure out the theme, think about the conflict and the solution, or how the conflict gets solved. The conflict is that Wilbur is in big trouble. The solution is that Charlotte spins webs with special messages. She promises to help him, and she does. I think the theme is about keeping promises and what it means to be a good friend. You're right, Moby. The theme is an idea that sticks with you long after you've finished reading the story.
Dun, dun, dun. All right. As I shared with you, you are going to go into a breakout room with a partner. You are going to tell them your definition for theme. When you get back, I will be randomly calling on you to share your definition. I don't know or I forget are not choices for you. Okay? So, what is theme and how would you define theme? Okay? How would you define theme? Here you go. All righty. What is theme? What connections did you make? What did you learn? How do you define it? What is theme? Let's go with Sleepy Leveroni. Levin, what is theme?
Theme is part of a book, like the ant and the grasshopper.
Yes, the ant and the grasshopper does have a theme, and it is part of something we can learn from the text. Lovely. Let's hear from Steve. Steve Rogers, what is your definition of theme?
It's basically like the big center.
The big center. What do you mean by center?
I mean, like the middle, like in the middle, the biggest.
The biggest event. So that's a connection to plot. Yes, theme is often associated with the largest event or the main problem or the main storyline in a text. That is where we'd usually find theme. Terrence, something to add?
Theme, main idea.
Main idea. It is going to be something that it is mostly about, what we can mostly learn from the text. Okay, now let's talk about some themes that you guys know. Y'all didn't even know you were learning theme when we were reading these, but we were. This book, remember it? A Bad Case of the Tattle Tongue. What might a theme of this be when it's got tattle tongue inside of the text? What might we learn from this text? A bad case of the tattle tongue. William, what might we learn?
That he tells too much. His tattletale.
Yeah, if you tattle too much, you're going to be labeled a tattletale. Okay, so that can be a theme. Tattling has consequences. What about this book? My mouth is a volcano. What might be a theme or a lesson we can learn from this? Leah?
I remember that his tummy was rumbling a lot.
Because he had something that he wanted to say. What did he learn? What did he learn about life, Leah?
He learned that he likes to yell a lot because his mouth is a volcano.
And was that good for him?
No, that's not really good for your mouth.
What did the people around him try to teach him? Like his teacher and his sister and his mom. What did they try to teach him about yelling out?
To ask if you can yell.
Yeah, get permission first, or to ask about interrupting. So an important theme of this text was it's important not to interrupt. Okay. What about this one? But it's not my fault. What was the theme from this one? What can we learn from this text? Terrence?
That wiggly noodle needs to control himself.
Yes, self-control. We have control over our choices is a great theme from this text, okay? Now, nothing in this text said, hey, kids, you should learn about self-control. But we were able to figure that out from what happened, as Terrence said, with Wiggly Noodle, okay? So we looked at the events of the story and we knew, ooh, he needs to learn self-control, okay? One more. What about this one? Batitude. What to do when your life just stinks. What can we learn from this text? Batitude. Aiden G?
That you shouldn't have an attitude, because if you do, you won't get your ways.
So when we want something, and we're told no, and we catch an attitude about it, it ain't going to change it. Okay. It's still going to be the same decision, if not worse. So yes, a theme from this text is, if you want to change things, you've got to learn to communicate positively. Okay. We can't just be catching attitudes when we don't like the way things are going. Great. Those are themes from our text. Okay. We are going to use this poster here several times to take a look at themes in text. Okay. What I want you to be aware of is that theme is a sentence, not a word. Okay. So for example, when we talked about, but it's not my fault, Terrence didn't just say self-control. That's a word. If I say self-control, you might be telling me that the theme is self-control is important, self-control is hard, self-control is something you need. I don't know what you're saying. So theme is a full sentence. Okay. This theme was self-control is an important lesson to learn. It is needed in your life. Okay. This theme was, if you want to get what you need, you can't catch an attitude. We didn't just say the theme was attitude. What about the attitude? Okay, so it's a full sentence. My mouth is a volcano. The theme isn't yelling. What? Yelling is fun. Yelling should be done outside. Yelling at someone isn't okay. What is it? No, the theme was, it's important not to interrupt by yelling. Okay, so your theme is going to be a full sentence. So notice that on our slide 4, we have complete sentences. Adjusting to change takes time. Accepting responsibility for your actions is a mark of maturity. Treat others with kindness and respect. We don't just say kindness. Okay, we're saying specifically about it. All right. Today, we're going to look at those same 2 texts that we've been working on, and we're going to practice inferring the theme. Okay. So if you have not already, I see several of you have on the screen, go ahead and click your add response. We're going to take a look at the ant and the grasshopper. This is a familiar text to you. You will also notice your independent work is the dove and the ant, and that is also a familiar text to you. Okay, let's take a look at the ant and the grasshopper. Our directions say, reread the text from last week. As you listen, think about the theme of the text. Use the graphic above to help you. A theme in a story can be a message or lesson that the author wants you to learn. After you read, retell the story to your partner. Listen to your partner retell the story. Discuss the theme of the text as a class. Okay, so I am going to read this to you, and I want you to be thinking about, what does the author want you to learn? You guys might already know about you guys might already know about the theme, but I want you to have evidence for why you think that. Okay, let's take a look. The ant and the grasshopper. One sunny summer day, Ant was hard at work gathering food and bringing it back to his home to be stored away for the winter. While taking a brief rest from carrying an acorn, he heard the most beautiful music. Looking around, Ant spotted Grasshopper leaning against a rock and playing his violin. Ant approached him and complimented him. "My, you make some fine music with your instrument." "Why, thank you," replied Grasshopper with pride. "Come, join me. We could have fun and dance and enjoy these beautiful days together." Though the offer sounded tempting, Ant replied, "I can't. I'm busy storing up food for the winter." And with a warning, Ant added, "I suggest you do the same, for winter is just around the corner." I'm going to highlight this, and I'm going to highlight it because I see the ant teaching Grasshopper something. The ant is teaching Grasshopper, you better get ready for what's coming. Okay, so that seems important to me for a lesson that I can learn. Okay, let's take a look here. Not too thrilled about the idea of working, Grasshopper replied, "Oh, Ant, can't you see? There is plenty to eat in these fields, and winter is far from a splendid day like today." "The season will change before you know it," cautioned Ant as he picked up his acorn and trudged his way home with the load. Soon the weather turned cold, and Grasshopper woke to find that the field was once plentiful with food, was now buried under a blanket of snow. No matter how hard he tried, he was unable to dig down deep enough to reach it. "Oh, what will I do now?" cried Grasshopper in despair. It was then that Grasshopper remembered the friend he had met in the peak of summer, and so off to Ant's house he went in hopes of finding food and shelter. So earlier he was warned you need to find food and shelter. Now he can't find it. Let's keep reading. When Ant answered his door, he found a very cold and hungry Grasshopper. Grasshopper pleaded, "Oh, Ant, please let me in and share your warm home and good food." Sadly, Ant replied, "I've only stored up enough for my family and me. Sorry, friend. I warned you that this day would come. I wish you had heeded my warning." And then Ant closed the door. So that right there seems important too. He said, "Sorry, friend. I wish you had heeded my warning. I told you this day was going to come." Okay. Now, the question is, what can we learn from this text? What can we learn about life? Now, what we're not going to say is we can learn that the grasshopper should have gotten food, because I don't think any of us have a pet grasshopper. And I don't think any of us are worried about our grasshoppers having food. So that's not about your life, okay? What can you learn about your life? That is the question, okay? What can you learn about your life? All right, here you go into your breakout rooms. Discuss, what can the ant and the grasshopper teach you? What is its theme? What could we learn about life from ant and grasshopper? Motto, what could a theme be of this text? What could we learn from ant and grasshopper's journey through winter? Motto, how did grasshopper act? What did grasshopper do?
He just just cricket and just hop around.
He did. He just played and he hopped around. And then Mara, what happened to him when winter came?
He can hop around and he could still make the cricket sound, but he does not hop around.
Yeah, he didn't have room and stuff to hop around. And down here, Maro, it says that he was hoping to find food and shelter. So he didn't have anything to eat and he didn't have anywhere to stay, okay, because his house was covered in snow. So Maro, what can we learn from grasshopper? What is important? What do we need to do in our life?
Eat a lot.
Say it again, you chopped up. Say it again.
Eat a lot.
Oh, eat a lot. Yes, we need to eat food to stay alive, but grasshopper didn't have food because he didn't do something. So what can we learn about life? Justin, what can grasshopper teach us? He didn't get himself ready. Then he was hungry. He didn't have a house. What can we learn from him?
We
could have learned from him. Wait, are you talking about grasshopper or ant?
Either one.
We could learn from ant by just following to like listen to what he says the first time, like so you don't have to like not be prepared. So like the first time you could be prepared and you won't have to go through that struggle.
Nice, Justin. What a great theme. Be prepared in order to avoid struggle. If you know struggle is coming, you know that winter is coming and there's not going to be food and there's not going to be a house, the ant was prepared and then he didn't have to struggle. The grasshopper was not prepared and then his survival was a struggle. So Justin, a great theme would be prepared to avoid the struggle. William, do you have a theme idea?
To listen to your friends and not and take them seriously.
Your friends, if they're true friends, care about you and are looking out for you. So if we listen to them, they're most likely trying to give us good advice, okay? A lot of times friends can tell us stuff about ourselves that we don't know. So if our friends are saying, hey, you're being a bit irresponsible, they're probably trying to help us. Listen to your friends. Great. Aiden, what's a theme we could learn?
You can learn to listen and follow what we're supposed to.
Nice. Listen and do what you're supposed to do. Okay. Ant knew I have to get food or my family's not going to make it. Grasshopper said, it'll be okay. So listen to advice and do what you're supposed to do. Great. Okay. I want us to hop over to slide 2, please. We're going to answer some questions about ant and grasshopper. That's going to help us identify the theme. Okay. Who are the main characters? My directions say answer each question using the typing tool. Your answer should be in complete sentences and include details from the text. So guess what? If I just type ant and grasshopper, Miss Sousa is going to send my work back to me because ant and grasshopper is not a complete sentence. Okay? Ant and grasshopper are names. The complete sentence would say, the main characters are ant and grasshopper. Okay, we are typing in complete sentences, and we know that Miss Sousa is not playing games about assignments not being done because she will straight up have another work session instead of a fun activity for the morning time. So let's not do that. Let's get our work done correctly because we're smart and we know how to do it. Okay. The main characters are ant and grasshopper. Y'all are 8 weeks away from being 4th graders. And trust me, I know Miss O'Neill. She don't play with no complete sentences. Okay? Got to have these down pat. The main characters are ant and grasshopper. I'm writing, you're writing. Go ahead and get that done. I'm taking a look at your screens. Motto, you need to be on that assignment. Awesome. Timothy's typing. Terrence has got it. Elijah's got it. Sinq is typing. Josh, you need to be on that assignment. Justin is going to change ant and grasshopper to a complete sentence by saying the main characters are ant and grasshopper, because right now he doesn't have a complete sentence, but he wants a complete sentence. So he's going to follow that theme of listening to advice and writing a complete sentence. There we go. John, we're on our reading assignment for theme. We are not on DMR right now, sir. Let's go. Okay. What is a problem a character faces? Now, we're going to focus on our central problem here. Our central problem was grasshopper. Ant had a problem of making sure his family was ready, but that's not what the text was mostly about. The text was mostly about grasshopper was not prepared for winter. Okay? At the beginning of the text, there is text about how he doesn't want to get ready. In the middle of the text, there's details where Ant is telling him you should get ready. And at the end of the text, there is a detail where he says, oh no, I am not ready. And he has to go ask for help. So most of the text talked about the problem of the grasshopper. Leah, something to say?
Can you highlight it and put it in the text? I mean, the chat.
Yes, you can. You can do so. There you go. I got you. All right. What happens at the end? What happens at the end? Here's what I am not going to type. I am not going to type grasshopper, no food. Why? Because that's not a complete sentence. Okay? Grasshopper had no food. No one gave grasshopper food. Grasshopper didn't give anybody else food. I don't know what you're saying. So we're going to write in a complete sentence. What happened at the end? Ant told the grasshopper he didn't have food for him. He said, sorry, man, I got to take care of my family. My family is all I planned for. I can't help you. That is what happened at the end. I'd like for you guys to notice that all of these questions talk about my character of focus. Grasshopper, grasshopper, grasshopper. Okay? Grasshopper is the one with the main problem. Grasshopper is the one who didn't listen. So grasshopper is who we can learn the theme from. Okay? So what is the theme? What can we learn from the story? We just had several conversations about what we can learn from this story. I want you guys to write down a theme that you think of with this text. Justin shared, be prepared so you don't struggle. We had others share to listen to your friends when they're trying to help you. Aiden G shared, listen to advice that is being given to you. Any of those themes are wonderful. There is not only one theme of a story. Many times there are several lessons that can be learned. So all of your sentences are going to start like this. What is the theme? The theme is, and I want you to finish that sentence, okay? Finish that sentence with what the theme is, and then you're going to share your sentence with us here in a moment. You're going to read what you came up with, okay? The theme is, finish that sentence. Okay, I'm going to ask for some of you to share your sentence. If you are struggling to figure out what it could be, feel free to take an idea from a neighbor and complete this sentence, okay? The theme is, what could we learn from ant and grasshopper? Terrence, what is your sentence? The theme is?
Can I show you on screen?
Sure, there you go.
It says you won't let us.
Yep, you're good. All right, go ahead.
So the theme is grasshopper did not have any food.
All right, so Terrence, you have given us an event. We do not have grasshoppers in our lives. We are not grasshoppers, and we do not need to have food for grasshoppers. So what can we learn from grasshopper about our life, about Terrence Dudley's life? What can grasshopper teach you?
They need to think, people need to think ahead.
Perfect. The theme is we need to think ahead. That is a theme. Go ahead and type that in there. The theme is we need to think ahead, and we can learn that because grasshopper wasn't prepared. Aiden G, would you like to read your sentence?
I put the theme. The theme is to do what you are told to do.
Perfect. Ant told Grasshopper, hey man, you need to get ready. You need to think about winter. Grasshopper did not, and then he had to learn the hard way. Good. So we need to do what we are told. We can learn that from the text as well. Thank you. Aiden G and Terrence are both correct. They are both very different. Finn has more than one answer, and that's okay. William, would you like to read your sentence?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. So the theme that I put is to listen to your friends when they try to help you.
Perfect. And we learned that because Ant tried to help Grasshopper. Grasshopper didn't listen and he wasn't ready. Lovely. Steve Rogers, would you like to read your sentence?
Mine is, the theme is laziness gets you nowhere in life.
Who was lazy in the story?
YouTube/Twitch.
Who was lazy in the story?
The grass ant.
The grasshopper. Yes, he was lazy in the story and he was not going to survive the winter. So laziness gets you nowhere. Okay, so let me share my screen now. Just listening to only a few of you, we came up with 4 different themes. Okay, all of these are correct. We need to think ahead. Yep, that makes sense with the story. We should listen to friends' advice. Yep, that makes sense with the story. Be prepared so you don't struggle. Laziness gets you nowhere. So what I want you to see is that there is often more than one theme. For today, you only have to figure out one theme, okay? You're going to figure out the theme of the ant and the dove. Now, because we struggled so much and I only had 4 people do their work correctly, I want to just go ahead and make a rainbow out of number 4 here. Notice number 4. See how number 4 has 2 pictures of a microphone that Miss Sousa went in there to help you as nice little hints that you should use the microphone? Take a look here, guys. Look at number 4. Do you see number 4? See how number 4 says record yourself? Look again, look. It's right here. See that? Look, ooh, record. Ooh, let's make it red too. Record yourself. Ooh, you got it. Hey, everybody on slide 3. Do you look, oh, hold on. You didn't see it. Look right here. Look, beep, beep, beep. See it? Beep, see it? See how number 4 says record yourself? So I want you to record yourself. We got it? We with me? Okay. It says, read the fable from yesterday, The Ant and the Dove. Remember, you can also listen to it if you want to click play. As you read, think about the theme of the text. Use the graphic to help you. After you read, retell the story to yourself. Then, look, guys, look, it's right here. Look, you see it? Look, ooh, record yourself answering this question. What were the most important moments? So there's going to be a recording with this little microphone right here. See, look, it even turns blue when you click on it. See that? Look, aw, it's so cute. Look at the tiny microphone. Ah, okay. You're going to record yourself telling me the most important moments. On slide 4, look, I'm going to make a rainbow again. Look. It says your answers should be in complete sentences. Do you see that, everybody? Complete sentences. And look, we just practiced typing in complete sentences too. So you even have examples to look back at. Oh my gosh, because they're the same questions. So you can start your sentence the same way. The main characters are. What is the theme? The theme is, see that? Oh my gosh, it's so easy. Okay, right here. Your answer should be in complete sentences. You are going to answer all 4 questions in complete sentences. Okay? And I just have a question for a few of you, just a few of you. Okay, hold on. Tell me this. When is this assignment going to be done? Steve, when should people do this assignment?
Right at not at 10 o'clock.
Oh.
Get it done before.
Yes.
Or 10:30.
10 o'clock to 10:30. Steve is using elapsed time. When should you do your assignment, Camille?
I couldn't hear you for a second.
When should you do your assignment? When should this be done?
The day it's assigned.
The day it's assigned. Look, she's saying it right. Sing Q. When should this be done? Both slides. When should both slides be done?
The day that it's released.
The day it's released, and it was released today. Okay, now that we're all clear that we're going to have a recording, now that we're all clear, we're going to be in complete sentences, and now that we're all clear that it's due today, I'm going to let y'all go. Love you.